Okay, welcome back to Grim Dawn, everybody. Um, let's get started. So, here's the quest we got going on today. We got quite a few of them. Essentially, we're going to be heading north and just running into a bunch of baddies. So, let's get started. Oh, and by the way, I've got these, what are they called? These mandates. They were in my stash. And basically what these do is it helps you increase your faction reputation. So I'm going to use a couple of these. And without further ado, let's jump on it. Okay, have I talked to him? Yeah. I think the quest we'll probably do right now is something for nothing. I think we'll run into these three monsters we have to kill. I think one of them's right up here. He's in this house up here. Yep. Pharos the Rotted. Yep. We got him. We got Pharos the Rotted, we've got Julius the Decayed, and Negan the Withered. And those guys are further up in the map. So we'll get there. Let's see what we got to pick up. I love this music. Oh, I don't want to miss my marked rock. Oh, I guess I picked it up already. Mosquitoes can be kind of a pain in the ass early on. I think they do some bleeding damage. They're not like a huge threat or anything, but kind of a nuisance. Ring of Steel proccing. Forgot I actually have that on my gloves that I'm using, right? Yeah, Ring of Steel, 20% chance when hit. I was wondering what was going on. Ah, here's a secret cave. Let's go check it out. Funny how they just swarm you the instant you come inside. Should also mention that this wisp here, my little light companion, he doesn't actually attack. He doesn't do any damage. He just he's just there for a light source. Can't use tomes with this build, but I guess I can sell it. Ooh, this is new. This is Forsaken Savage Totem. Okay, I did read that one of the updates they were going to add monster totems, and this is going to be one of them. I didn't know there was one here. Well, let's clear it out first. There's one more boss in here that's kind of... Oh, there's two bosses. You know what? Try to dodge all this poison on the ground and deal with all this nonsense is tough. Gotta deal with Pusquill the Hoarder up here in a second. Alright, I'm not standing outside in the, yep, poison.
Can't do that yet.
Poison damage hurts.
I can't do that yet.
There we go. So this is a monster infrequent item that I was talking about earlier. So there are certain hero enemies and bosses that drop specialized loot, and this is one of them. So this character here, this hero, always drops a shield. I don't know about 100% of the time, but yeah, so it's not really useful to us because we're a two-handed weapon character, and that's not good. But just wanted to tell you what a monster infrequent meant. More boosts of haste, or boots of haste. I think I might actually try them because I like to be able to move faster. Okay, this is interesting. Our first monster totem. Let's see how this goes. Probably not well, but this is one of the reasons why I'm excited to play this game again, to see this new stuff. So I'm gonna experience it the first time with you guys. Oh yeah, up here, these are called dangerous domains, and it just warns you that well, actually, there's like these these modifiers. What are they called? Yeah, mutators that have negative status effects. Like the player critical attacks are weakened, but attacks are more likely to hit. So minus 15 crit damage, plus 70 offensive ability. So here we go. Oh shoot! I'm immediately trapped, and they're heroes. Or elites, whatever you want to call them. Oh, that guy's not. Chill main. I have never seen a chill main ranger in Act 1 before. Oh, this is terrible. Look how fast they are. Alright, I'm gonna have to get my last. I really don't have the gear or the, you know, I just don't have the ability to really jack with those guys. No, I don't know. I mean, I'm not playing hardcore, so if I die, I die. Where is that cave? I did not expect to see those chill main enemies coming out of that thing. Like, those are in Act 4, right? So I don't know if it's just they spawn random enemies. I don't know how it works, but I guess we could give it another try. Alright, they are very, they've got a lot of health. And their health is regenerating. I can just aggro one of them at a time. I hate to have to do this, but, you know, I'm getting butt swarmed by 5 giant enemies at the same time. It's just whatever. Okay, now they're throwing that crap on the ground. Alright, I don't know what to do. Yeah, screw it. That one's too hard. Just not prepared for that right now. Could always go back if I level up a little bit. It's gonna be tough not having a healing spell like, oh, what's that called? Pneumatic Burst from the Nightblade tree, and Blood of Dreeg from Occultist. So I will have to invest a lot of points, I think, into what's it called? Oh, Heart of the Wild. So, oh, I leveled up. Okay. I think I want to do something about this poison and bleeding duration reduction. So I'm gonna throw a few. Oh, I gotta put a point here. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put a point in Mogdragon's Pact. I'll get some health regen. And let's get some health. So we got our first aura. That helps. So you know what? Let's go back and take on those monsters in that cave. So here's my poison and acid resistance. I should explain it. So the resistances are here. The elemental ones are here. That's fire, cold, lightning, poison and acid, pierce, bleeding, vitality, aether, stun, chaos. So there are a hell of a lot of resistances to, you know, you build those up by, you know, finding gear that has resistances on them, devotion points. Some skills have resistances. So I don't want to get too deep into that right now, but alright. Since I have a little bit of health, let's just try it. Let's go in and see what happens. Oh, I don't want that right here. I always put my auras on the other skill bar. Okay. So I don't accidentally hit it. Okay. This is probably a bad idea, but I wanted to find out what happens. It's not gonna work. Oh well, I tried. This is the difficulty of playing a two-handed melee build, you know? You run into everything, everything swarms you, and you need a lot of health, a lot of armor. And in the early game, you just don't have all that, so... I do like the challenge, though. We are on veteran difficulty. That means that we'll be seeing more elite enemies, or hero enemies, whatever you want to call them. Still need some rings, don't I? Got one. Actually, that ring of steel proc on those gloves are kind of useful. It's not something I was planning for, but it works out. Okay, so I'll explain how Constitution works in this game. You see this bar here? This bar is less than half. It's going down. And what it is essentially it allows you to... Constitution gives you health regeneration. So once this bar goes all the way down to 0, you do not regenerate any health. So you always have to have your Constitution bar, or you want your Constitution bar to be as close to the right as you can possibly get it. And sometimes a lot of times, you find these journeyman's packs and food in the game, and these food rations restore your constitution, so I hope that makes sense. And Vital Essence right there, that's another one that restores your constitution, so. Ooh, our first blue item, our first epic. The Final March. I need to be level 14, and it's sort of like a soldier class. Yeah, it's a soldier class boot, but we might use it later. So I was thinking before I was recording, and Primal Strike is based off of attack speed. So we want, we want items that increase our attack speed because, no, that actually won't help out. It's got a cooldown, so attacking more won't change that. We have 3-second skill recharge, so we want this thing from Arcanist. The very bottom says % skill cooldown reduction, and that's what we want eventually, but that's going to be a long ways away. But attack speed does help with our overall DPS, I do believe. At least it used to. Really? Now I took the left side of the map because I know there's a side quest up here. Since we've killed those Slith, some of them dropped these necklaces, and there's a band of rovers up here somewhere that will collect our those necklaces. So here I am clearing the whole map like always. I just can't help myself. I believe we only need 3 of them, so let's see, how many do I have? Oh, I've got enough. Ooh, here's another monster totem. I wonder, are these placed randomly, or I don't know. Well, hopefully we'll have more luck with this one. So far, the last one was pretty tough. Birds, huh? So it looks like they're not tied to certain acts. Like these birds would normally be in Act 2. I think. So far, this Lightning Nova seems to be doing more damage than my Primal Strike. Okay, so we finally got another ring. Cool. Oh, finally. Decent chest piece. Is that it? Oh, this is what I picked up. No. Yeah, a belt. So we're finally starting to get some gear. That's good. Here's some more greens. Ooh. Epic Ring, Morrow Bands. I have quite a few of these on other characters. I mean, it might give us more health than our first ring. First ring? Oh, I have to be level 14. I'll save it for later. Now that's a pretty good belt for this level. Keep that. Ooh. Another ring. And, ooh, cool. Rare chest armor with lightning damage and elemental resist. Nice. So these totems drop some pretty good stuff so far. Yeah, we're building up our resistances. That's good. Alright, cool. So far I'm a fan of the monster totems. Ooh, I need to level up. Let's see. I'm just gonna throw a few points in. Primal Strike. Just keep leveling it up. What is our damage? 83. Now I have this emblem of the Leaping Mantis that I've got from another character. Essentially it's like a movement skill that you put on your badge So I'm saving that for later. I'll stick this bristly fur on my chest piece for some more health. Okay. And I did hear, like in the patch notes from a long time ago, that veteran difficulty is more difficult than it used to be. And I can feel it. It feels like the enemies are hitting harder than they used to, which is cool. Because veteran used to be kind of, I don't know, it wasn't really that much of a challenge. Kind of defeats the purpose of calling it veteran difficulty, you know, so. There's been a lot of cool improvements to the game. I might be bitching about it later if I get killed, you know, killed a lot, but we'll find out. I just run right up to these footholes and just start whacking before they even get up. It works every time. Since this lightning nova takes so much energy, I'm gonna run back to Devil's Crossing real quick and grab some ectoplasm to stick on my rings. So we'll have more energy to deal with. So I've got plenty of that stuff. As a matter of fact, I might as well just... Let's see, which one is it? So I'll show you what I mean here.
I'll keep an eye on this.
Our energy right now is 614. If I enchant both these rings, it went up to 859, so that helps. I'm gonna save this one until I get a better amulet. Yeah.
Save storage, no questions asked.
What else can I use here? I mean, I've got a crap load of corpse dust, so I can just grab one of those for some more health and put this on my necklace. Scavenge plating on you.
I'll hold on to that for you.
I'll give you a good price for what I've got left.
Oh wait, I want to be wearing that.
Put it to good use.
Okay. I think the next rift gate is just up ahead. Seems like the lightning's traveling a little bit further for Primal Strike. Maybe the more more points you put into it, further it travels. Right now it's going 2.5 meters. I wonder how far you can possibly get it. I don't know. I haven't used Shaman class that much. Just haven't. So it's been this is kind of a fun fun learning experience. Alright, here we go. So what's going on is, to secure this portal, you know, I have to kill all these guys. Coming in waves. I believe there's 3 waves. There we go. So we got our second rift. We started down here at Devil's Crossing. Oh shit. Didn't mean to do that. I was going to show you. Yeah. Barrow Hill was our first one. And now we're at Wightmire. And we have a quest here in Wightmire. Gonna find Milton Hart, collect his amulet. It's around here somewhere. One thing that's kind of interesting about Act 1, where we're at right now, is the whole act just goes straight north. So we started here, and we're just going all the way up here to Burwich Village, so we're just working our way north. Alright, so here's our first band of rovers. Now, the rovers are a faction, and they're essentially traveling merchants, and we're going to turn in these slith necklaces to these guys. Okay, so we got some rep. Ring. Okay. Now I want to go to this cave up here and get our next devotion point. I remember back in the olden days of this game, these frozen hearts were like really rare, you know, pretty easy to find now. Okay, let's get our first devotion, or I guess this is our, what is it? Our third devotion points in here? I'm really surprised that that Ring of Steel proc is, it's been pretty useful so far. I mean, we're not really doing any pierce damage, but it's working. Yeah, we're doing physical, lightning, and bleeding damage. Really excited to get what's it called? Reckless Tempest, I think it's called. It's so easy to get lost in this devotion map. We're here. Where the heck is it? Ah, it's over here. This is what I want. I want to get Reckless Tempest. It just looks so cool. You know, it's a pretty useful skill, but it just looks cool, and the whole screen is just lightning. It goes along with the theme to our build. It's just going to be a long time before we actually get there. Okay, so our devotion shrine's right up here. Let's level up. Desecrated Shrine. This gives us a little bit more spirit and defensive ability. Ah, Slith Tongue. This is a cool little item for poison casters. Doesn't really concern us, but FYI, they are coming out of the window. This Lightning Nova is really fun. I don't know how good it is in late game. I'm guessing it's not that great, but it works good so far. I know I backtrack a lot. Like I said, I usually clear the map. Don't want to miss anything. And essentially, you know, you get more experience by doing some adventuring. This game is fairly open-ended for a ARPG, you know. Terribly linear. Okay, here's a neat little sidetrack here. very useful item here in a second. If I can find it. It's in a tree stump. Where is the tree stump? Am I blind? Oh, it's here. I've never seen it back here before. Okay, Isaac's stash. Now those are pretty good shoulders for this level. Definitely better than what we're using. Now I kind of want to just clear off Wightmire and go find Milton Hart, grab its amulet, and probably call it a day. We still got a pretty good portion of the map to clear here. Another rift gate. Foggy Bank rift gate. Okay, so we've just come across a new type of enemy. An enemy faction, actually. And that is the Cult of Cthon. Let's go check them out. So the Chthonics are... what are they? I don't know if they're aliens or demons. I think they're demons. And they're at war with these ethereals that we've been fighting. The Walking Dead and... part of the main story is this war between the Chthonics and the ethereals, who are both after harvesting human beings for, their own evil ends. It's very H.P. Lovecraftish. Let's go down the trapdoor. I want to go down to this cultist lair to see if we can get a key. Sometimes there's a key that drops from these enemies down here. It's not guaranteed, but I want to try it out. Definitely need to work on my poison and acid resistance. I can't reach. Okay, you remember that stash, the Isaac stash that we got earlier? Well, here he is right here. Fortunately, he's kind of screwed. Can't really help him. But he's happy to know we found his shoulder blades. Shoulders, or whatever. Spalders. Well, no key dropped. That's okay. Worth a check. I do think that there's a monster that we have to kill from this Something for Nothing quest coming up. He's right up here. Oh, I can't remember. Around here somewhere. Oh, this is it. Yeah, there he is up there. Negan the Withered. Look how fast he is. I think he's using, it looks like Vindictive Flame, but... Okay, so we got one more. We gotta get Julius the Decayed. I might be wrong, but it seems to me like the enemies have more health in veteran difficulty now. I'd like to know the answer to that. I don't know. Somebody knows, let me know. I mean, it doesn't seem like I'm just waltzing through everything. I mean, it's not super difficult, but you do gotta be on your toes a little bit more in veteran difficulty, I feel. Julius the Decayed. Yeah, this seems like he's got a ton of health. Or maybe my damage outfit's just not so good, I don't know. Now all we have to do is find Milton Hart. It's around here somewhere. Alright, level 14. Wow, those Furies seem to be doing a lot more life leech than they used to. I don't know. There's Milton Hart right there. It's not looking so good. Hey, did somebody heal him? That's weird. Alright, we did it. Cool. He dropped his little monster infrequent, which is a helm. Quilted coat of incantations. Not gonna use it. We'll turn the quests in once we've cleared all this stuff out. I think now's a good time to turn off the yellow magic filter here. From now on, we're going to be looking for green items and up. Anything green, blue, purple, that's what we'll be looking for. These damn eyeballs. Ranged enemies are a nuisance. Mark Rock. I get very excited about those for some reason, and I have no idea why. There's something so stupid. Wait a minute. I remember this cave. There's some rovers in this thing. That's why it's a good idea to be exploring in this game. Never know what you'll find. So we're running into another faction, another enemy faction here. They're humans, actually. They're called Cronley's Gang. And we'll deal with a lot of those guys in Act 2. So they've got some rovers tied up down here as prisoners, as slaves. We couldn't really rescue them, but we tried. But more importantly, we've activated the rovers faction. So. As you can see, here's the faction system. I should just explain. So the Aetherials are like the main enemy of Act 1. We've been killing a lot of them. So for example, we're right here. We're hostile with them, or they're hostile with us. Once we get here to this marker, we become despised, and it spawns extra enemies. Once you really start pissing them off more, you unlock Hated, and we get additional hero spawns. And once you finally get all the way over here, you unlock a Nemesis. A Nemesis is an ultimate badass enemy that is just very difficult to take down, but they have awesome loot. So that's an example of some of the enemy factions. There's a bunch of them. And Devil's Crossing is a friendly one. So, for example, we're tolerated. Then you work your way up to friendly, get faction discounts, get up to respected, honored, faction discounts, and then ultimately revered. So, I needed to explain that eventually, so did it here. It's a really cool system, actually. Some of the faction gear is pretty useful now. We'll see that later. And you get experience points for reading these journals, these little lore journals, and you can pause them if you want and read what's going on. Okay, so we've done everything here in Sodden Hollow and Wightmire. We did activate the portal up here, I believe, so let's just go back to Devil's Crossing and turn these quests in. Gave us a new quest called Flesh and Iron. Gonna kill a couple more monsters up by Burwich Village. And we gotta go tell Sybil Hart some bad news. Milton didn't make it. But now she has his amulet back. Okay, so I think that that wraps up this episode, guys. We'll continue on in the next episode. So, thanks for watching.